The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Good evening. Welcome to the Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Farhan, aka WDC. I want to thank you for tuning in, listening today. As always, we have a very spectacular show for you right here on Sports Collective TV. If you want to follow us, social media, Instagram is Sports Collective Media. Is media because we got Sports Collective Radio, we got Sports Collective TV, and so we got a few different platforms that we're bringing together. So one of us thought it was a bright idea to...
I don't know who it was. Who was it?
The truth over here thought it was a bright idea to
That's what's up.
There you go. Kind of give it a Sports Collective Media platform. So that's what we got going for you. For me, Twitter, Instagram is at IMWDC. If you want information about sickle cell trait, you'll be hearing some PSAs about that and some conversations. But again, if you've been checking the social media, you know we got a very special show for you. We got Chris Staples is in the building. I got a LABC Player of the Game segment coming up. We got the crew here who's going to introduce themselves real quick, and we're going to talk about what they're bringing to the platform today. And so just stay tuned. We'll be here for an hour. So.
Yes, sir.
What's the count, man?
What's the count? Well, my name is Fredo Cervantes. Of course, last week, if you guys got a chance to check out our debut show, amazing show. Thank you again, Morris Media, for allowing us to be here today and for the next couple of weeks. I don't know how long we'll be here.
Yeah, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, of course, today we got a lot of special things for sports as well. You know, baseball, second week, basketball. We're around the playoff time last week of NBA, so we're going to have giving you all the details about that. And as well, tonight, championship game for the LABC tonight.
Right, LABC Canyon Division championship game is tonight, and so we're gonna be leaving here, going straight up there to Canyon City, Santa Clarita, to broadcast live that play-by-play. So you can go to Sports Collective Radio. If you're on Google, you can download the app. The iTunes app is coming shortly. We got to tweak it a little bit more, or just go to Spreaker.com, or just Google Sports Collective Radio tonight.
Download the Spreaker app.
That's right. We're on there too. Yeah.
Spreaker.com.
Sports Collective Radio tonight at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. That's what's up. Yeah. So what's up, Oscar? What's going on with you?
Well, this is Double O, bringing more than the X's and O's. If you want to find me on Instagram, it's omoreno_1989. We'll definitely have a lot to talk about. We're on the eve of playoffs, you know, the best basketball of the year.
Yep.
And there's a lot of teams that still haven't solidified their spots. There's teams that are in the playoffs, but they're still shuffling to see where they're going to land.
Yeah.
So that this next couple of days is still be interesting to see. And I'm looking forward to that Denver, Minnesota on Thursday, which I feel might be a win and get in game.
Oh, for them?
Wow. Yeah. It's close.
Hey, what place are the Clippers in this year?
I wouldn't know. I'm a Laker fan. I only talk about the Clippers.
Yeah, nobody needs to talk about the Clippers.
Yeah, exactly.
Hurts on that one. Anyway,
how are you?
Well, I'm good. Whatever.
You good? Okay, thank you.
Pass the mic.
Pass the mic.
Is that for me?
That's for you, yo. What's up?
Cali Sportsman here today. Hey, you know, I had to come in some bands because it's hot today.
Yes.
West
Sunny.
Coast is the best coast. Spring baseball is just going to be off the chain.
I think I'm going to go to some more Angel games this year, man. That's
give us a call, 323-293-3375. You know, check us out. Give us a call. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you.
There you go.
Right?
Definitely.
So, but yeah, this is Cali Sportsman. And you can Google it, Ilya Daily, ILLYA, and figure out the rest. Right? But I'm here with the best on the West, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to make it happen today.
Let's go.
So you guys touched on the NBA, the playoffs, man. What is that for you as a sports fan? Because this show was created for the fans. So for you, what is that as a fan of your team, man? What is that?
Man, well, I'm a I'm a fan of the Lakers, of course, and I'm a supporter of the Golden State Warriors, of course.
Supporter?
Supporter. Well,
That's
I go way back with Kevin Durant. I follow wherever KD goes.
So you're a KD guy. Okay.
So of course, and I mean, I want to get to that as well later on today. KD's getting so much heat for the way the Warriors have been playing without Curry. I'm gonna let you know.
Well, he should be.
Well, he should.
He's an MVP caliber player, right?
Yeah, he is, but he does not. He's missing players.
Okay.
A lot of them.
So he still has players.
A lot of them.
A lot of players for a long time. So it's not like that. And then they into the playoffs. So, the game's a little rougher. It ain't like,
What about the system? Don't they got a system in?
But you got to remember, the system only works for the people that can run the system. I mean, like the triangle. You could go back to triangle, right, Chris? Go back to the triangle and try only work with people that can work the triangle. So you could, basketball. You got motion, you got flex, you got different plays, but you got to put the right people in there to make it happen. It's all the chemistry.
That doesn't seem to be a problem with the Spurs. They usually plug in players, and their system keeps going.
Do we get the latest on Leonard?
No, I'm just saying. They be playing their best defense. Just saying.
How in the hell you get to the Spurs? I mean,
I'm just saying.
I would have went least to Houston. I mean, Houston or OKC.
Honestly, that's one of the
X's and O's be like blocks.
For them to be the best defense with the team they're putting out there is definitely one of the shocking things of this year.
You got to get off the internet, man.
All right, I need a 20-second timeout. I need a 20-second timeout.
They got Tony Parker out there playing defense.
Get off the internet.
Tony who?
Exactly.
Tony.
But that team still holds.
Can y'all say that for the last 10 minutes of the show? Tune in for the last 10 minutes. This is what you're going to get.
Don't he got one eye or something like that?
Something like that.
So I have a I'm a military retired veteran, and I have organization that I partner with called the Heroes Warehouse out in Fontana. So I got Glenn on the line. You there, Glenn?
Yes, I am. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Thanks for having me.
Hey, and you're welcome,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Introduce yourself to the listeners real quick, and then we'll share what you guys are up to out there.
Okay, my name is Glenn Lovelace. I'm a board member on the Heroes Warehouse board. And what the Heroes Warehouse do is we collect furniture and give furniture away to veterans who don't have the need and that don't have the ability to buy furniture for themselves. And so we give this stuff away. We give couches, we give sinks, we give them everything that they need free of charge at the Heroes Warehouse. And this year we're having the second annual Military Heroes Warehouse charity golf tournament on the 2nd of May.
Oh, wow. Thank you. And just so you understand that, so we talk about homeless veterans. You see that stuff on TV. Well, when that homeless veteran gets off the street, of course they have no furniture, they have no dishes. So the Heroes Warehouse created an organization where that veteran can go literally shopping for what I'm talking about, from a sponge to a microwave or a dishwasher, washing machine, like whatever they collect is open to that veteran, that they can come there and pick out and they get to hand pick furniture, whatever that they need for their place. So
this
nice. Organization is very important.
And this is certainly a need. I'm a combat military veteran myself. I served in Vietnam in '68. When I got out in '68 after the Tet Offensive, there was no kind of program that allowed a veteran like myself to get this kind of help. As a matter of fact, what they did was they just threw us out on the street. So this is a passion of mine, and our director, Mary Kelly Moore, who really started this thing up. I mean, we've been in the Heroes Warehouse maybe 3-4 years, but she's been doing this for a number of years, just going around looking in the dumpsters and trying to help veterans out. So it's really, really, really needed. If you ever stop by and you see a veteran who now, as Ferran said, has taken home things that they didn't have, the glee and the joy and the happiness in their face, it just makes the whole thing work out quite well.
Definitely. So again, make sure if you want to participate, ladies and gentlemen, theheroeswarehouse.org. You can go there. They're a 501c3 nonprofit. They're having their golf tournament at 16600 Clubhouse Drive in Fontana. If you're a golfer, you want to participate, I don't golf, so I might be out there, but I don't swing the club. But
well,
hey.
We're having 3 this year. And the year has been good for us. We've been named the California's Nonprofit of the Year award for the 47th district. So that was tremendously gratifying. They had us up in Sacramento and bestowed that honor on us.
Yes.
We also are having 3 ex-professional football players: Ron Brown, Calvin Sweeney, and Christian O'Kay, I believe his name is, from the Kansas City Chiefs. So they're participating with us as well this year. So
cool deal.
Come out and have your picture taken, have some fun, win some prizes, and then eat some food, because the industry allows you to sit down and hobnob with not with just the professional football players, but with yourselves. I mean, like people like yourself or themselves who want to try to help the veterans and see this as a valid way of helping the community.
All right, Glenn, man. Anybody got a?
No, just saying, is this just a local organization doing this on independent grassroots, or is it on a national basis as well?
No, we're local. We're local to
Okay.
here in Fontana. We're located on Slover Avenue, south of the 210, the 10. I'm sorry. And so stop by, come by, and see what, and make a donation, be it financial, or if you got something that you think that a veteran can use, a lamp. I mean. You'll be surprised at how many people veterans don't have a lamp.
Right. Hey, Glenn, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you, man, and we're going to get moving.
I appreciate the time, and I appreciate your help in doing this and putting this out into the community. You take care of yourself.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, cool deal. All right, so again, this is Sports Collective TV. Again, I'm your host and moderator. I'm Farron, a.k.a. WDC. We're going to take a quick break. I got coming up, Chris Staples is going to be here across from me. We're going to find out what this guy is up to. If you've seen his Instagram, man, this guy is dunking all over.
I got 100.
You got 100?
I got 100.
Don't do that to yourself.
I got 100. Look, I'm rising.
Don't do that to yourself.
I'm rising.
We'll be right back. Sports Collective TV. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I didn't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. Do you know the fact that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man.
There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org.
All right, welcome back to Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Farron, a.k.a. WDC. As you saw the commercial, the PSA, this part of the show is brought to you by my awareness for sickle cell trait. Very important for student athletes to be tested. People have collapsed and died from that inherited gene, and a lot of the families didn't know. Personal to me because I also had that experience, but I survived that, and so now I'm an advocate for that. So you hear some of that conversation as part of Sports Collective TV. But let's not keep the guests and the people waiting, man. Chris Staples, introduce yourself, man.
How you doing, man? Chris Staples. I appreciate you guys for bringing me out again, man.
Yeah, man.
I always love being on the show with you guys.
How you been, man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. You know,
I see you all over Venice Beach, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's like my home, man. It's my playground. Go there, you know, put on shows, and you know, just enjoy what I'm doing.
Yeah. So let's give the listeners some background, man. Who was Chris Staples growing up, man, as a little guy?
Chris Staples growing up, athlete, always determined. You know, always wanted to put my best foot forward. Played basketball, football, track. Played baseball as well. You know, just an athlete throughout school. Humble guy, pretty much quiet throughout school, and just, you know, took my abilities to the next level.
Yeah. What age did all this athletic? You talking about like playing a little Nerf ball, dunking, or what? Or what was that about?
As far as dunking, that was I was like a late bloomer. I didn't dunk till I was like 16, 17 years old. But you know, once I started doing it, I just fell in love with it and then continued to practice the craft.
Yeah. You talk about all the different sports that you've been engaged in as a young man. Where did all that mental toughness? Because that takes a lot, a lot of structure as a young guy. Where did all that come from?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of toughness. My mom originally played football first. I was like 8, 10 years old or something like that.
Tiny mice or something like that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. All the guys were bigger than me. I was like super, really small. And I think the weight limit was like 120. And we're like 10 years old. Like, what 10-year-old you doing like 120? I was like 75 pounds.
The husky kids.
Yeah, so like my mom was like, look, you out there, just run fast. And so, I took that and then just ran with it, But obviously, playing football, you have to get that toughness in you. I wasn't a quitter. Continued to do that, and then that translated into playing other sports.
Yeah. And then we talk about, a little bit about your background. I know you play for the Harlem Globetrotters and things like that. Mm-hmm. As far as, because this kind of, we talk about different aspects of sports and basketball. Some people just go to college and want to play in the NBA, but to me, it seems like you create your own brand as who you are. So, what was that transition for you after college? Like, did you have that dream to go play in the NBA, or what was that outlook like?
Well, when I was in college, actually, I didn't play basketball. I was playing football originally, going to school. But I fell in love with basketball, so I wanted to go back to it. So originally I quit football and, tried to go back to basketball. But it was a little bit late in the game. I was like 21, 22 years old. Yeah. And so I started trying to do the overseas thing, like the Eurobasket and going to different tryouts. And, I mean, it just really wasn't working for me. I was doing my thing, I'm going to Spain, working out with teams. Yeah. Then came back, and then it was just like a calling, Actually, Globetrotters gave me a call. And so, I took that. And just made the best of it. At first, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. But, one thing leads to another, and everything happens for a reason.
Yeah. I questioned you on the social media. I was like, I see all the dunks, but do you really ball?
Oh, yeah. That was like a disrespectful question. I'm like, man, I almost unfollowed him that day.
Do you ball?
And so I'm like, that's a good question. No, I actually play basketball a lot. We actually just won the tournament in China this past summer in Shanghai. We won $100,000 our team.
No kidding.
Yeah, we played against 22 other countries.
Seen that.
Yeah, so we played against 22 other countries, and we didn't lose a game. We were undefeated. Wow. So, it was a
how's the new place? I see you got boxes everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Just moving in?
Just moved in. So, I mean, I like it's out there in Woodland Hills. It's, nice place. It's just nice and quiet, so. I live downtown. It's just super loud down there, and I'm like, even though it's like the center of everything, I just need something quiet, more laid back.
Right.
Gotta go towards the hills. Yeah. Stay quiet in there.
It's hot out there right now.
Yes, it is. I just came from out there as well right now. I was up there in the valley. It was like 98. I was like, no way.
I didn't see that coming today.
So before I turn over to the rest of the deck here, we talk about a lot of athletes in this political stance. Do you have a point of view about the youth violence and what's going on in the community? Do you have anything?
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in, and you never know what someone else is going through. And so to have these, the violence going on throughout the world is like, it's insane. So, you really have to take heart into and be careful what you say to others, and because you never know, what's going on in their household, and, just use violence. It's insane, but we really have to, work on the not bullying, because, we all have our own demons. And, and one thing that may not affect me, it may affect someone totally different.
Yeah, and then your athletic, were you aware about sickle cell trait as an athlete?
No, that's my first time actually hearing about that, and that's actually very humbling to hear something more about that. I had a friend who had that back in 8th grade, but I know it's a very serious disease, and a lot of people go through it.
Yeah, they've made it now where the NCAA, where all student athletes, no matter what nationality or what sport you play, they have to either have that test done or you sign a waiver because kids have collapsed on the field,
Right.
and then the parents end up suing the school. So the school's like, nah, you either sign a waiver or you take a test. So
Yeah, which is smart. I mean, it's smart. We wear athletes, but you never know what's going on inside your body sometimes. And to have these tests is always great because I have seen cases where guys collapse on the football field or on the basketball court because of things that they didn't know what was going on.
yeah. Well, man, that's my part right here. I'm gonna turn it over to the other part of the deck, man, and see if you got any.
Got me.
you.
I think the fascinating thing is that being an athlete, travel the country and travel the world, it's such a big education to, your life. Some kids get just to see things in a book, or things on TV. So my question is like, for all the places you've been, like all over the Orient and everywhere, I mean, what's the place for you that you enjoy the most?
Well, that's hard. That's hard to say. I mean, I enjoy just being out the country and seeing a new place. So I can't say one place is my favorite or not. I know places I've had fun in. I know places that I would love to travel back to. Obviously, the UK was a good place. It didn't have too much sunshine, so I didn't really like that much. But Australia was a good place as well. Just because you're away from
girls
everything.
in Australia.
No, it was actually a nice place. It actually reminded me of California, but it was just it's like the land down under, and people are a little bit different there. But it was awesome opportunities there and just landmarks.
I had an opportunity, in my past years just helping kids through basketball and getting them developed, and the whole development piece is. One thing I can say with basketball is continuous. You're always working on your muscle memory and keeping your body in shape and all of that. The competition now has changed. I mean, it went from AAU, now you got all these sub-leagues, and you got all this. It is like bananas, like the LBC and the LABC league. It's so much of that now is going on. So what do you say to these guys that's out there now that's part of these new leagues that is still kind of, I call it
Like
chasing dreams, and they got their own demons too, but it's something about that core basketball feeling, and I get it because I like hoops, so it's like even now I go to you go
Stress
out there.
relief, man.
I went to Venice just to watch my son play. And I like maybe I could get the next game.
Don't do it.
I might be hurting, but can I get the next game?
Right.
But I mean, it is. I mean, it's a reach in a lot of ways, and you, like you mentioned, you went here, you went there, and then all of a sudden you got this phone call, and we've had segments in the past where these kids has got these great stories, but they just don't give up.
Right. Things. I mean, what I can say about that, for guys who are in different leagues, and not everyone's going to make the NBA. I mean, NBA is that's a small percentage of guys that make that. I mean, there are so many leagues out there, and so you can't. Limit yourself to thinking, I only have to make it to the NBA, and I thought that for a long time until opportunities kept coming, and I realized, what, man, maybe I don't have to go to the NBA.
And made more money, probably.
Yeah, I made good money, and as far as what I do, I feel like I'm one of the best at what I do. But if I was in the NBA, maybe I'd be a guy on the bench getting traded from team to team to team to team. And so, if you bring me up as a player in the NBA, you're like, it's some guys that's in the NBA right now. No offense to him, but if you put me and him in the same place in a different country, no one's gonna know who this guy is because he's just another player. He's not a Steph Curry. He's not LeBron James. Versus what I do, I created my own lane to where I'm like, I'm the Steph Curry of what I do, And so for guys who are in these leagues, you don't always have to make it to the NBA, but as long as you play the game you love to do, and if you can make a good living off of it, that's great, but hopefully that whatever you're doing creates opportunity for you to get more opportunities later down the line. And it doesn't always have to be just to go into the NBA. Everyone always says that, you're so good, why don't you go to the NBA?
Right.
But why don't you create your own lane to where you can do multiple things?
Exactly.
It's always been just a branded standard, college, NBA.
But
college,
if you
NBA.
check his IG, I mean, you've been for video games. I mean, you've done all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and those are all things that. Doors that have opened for me later down the line, from me promoting myself and me going out there and putting it all out on the line. And people have taken notice of it, and I've gotten to do things that many guys haven't, had a chance to do. Right. So I mean, it's been fun. I actually get to do
Yeah,
what I love to do.
you look kind of cool and a little funny little, all the little dots on you.
Yeah.
No, I follow you though, Chris. You're an amazing kid, and you got a lot going on for yourself, man. I'm proud
definitely
of you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So talking about sports, let's go ahead and now get down with your sports knowledge. Favorite sports team: baseball, basketball, football.
Okay, so all three of them?
Yeah, which
okay.
one?
Baseball, Detroit Tigers, always.
All right,
Detroit.
all right.
You know, Miguel Cabrera, he was doing his thing.
Oh, he's dropping names on you too.
Verlander left. You know,
Hey, he got a ring.
He got a ring, so I get it. Football, I gotta go the line. Well, Patriots. You know, I like the Patriots.
Right.
I'm a big Barry Sanders fan, though. I'm a big.
Right.
That's like my favorite athlete. And so, but I'm a Patriots fan as far as football.
He's not coming back.
No,
He's not coming back. Done, man.
He's
He
done.
left so early.
Yeah, I know. He's not coming back.
It's like done.
Yeah, he was better than Emmitt Smith too. You know, Emmitt Smith broke his record, but I'm like, Barry could have like 5-6 more years. Come on.
I was stationed in Detroit, right, for like 3 years, and they was still waiting for Barry Sanders to come back.
I was like, you know,
Barry hopped in his Benz and just drove off after practice and never came back.
Never came back.
Still had the same afro and everything.
Won't come back.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Favorite player, Kobe Bryant of all time.
Not bad.
Oh yeah, and then favorite team is Oklahoma City, which they need to pick it up. You know,
I think they're gonna be all right.
Well, right now they was losing. You know, it was like 20-8 to the Heat right now, but you know they'll come back. You know?
Well, right now that you mentioned the Oklahoma City, let's go ahead and stay with them right now. What do you think's going to come out of this year? I mean, with Melo, PG,
Right.
West, possibly making the playoffs, getting out in the first round.
They got to make the playoffs, but I think, man, to be honest, no one wants to see Oklahoma City.
I
in the playoffs.
wouldn't either.
Like,
I wouldn't
even if I'm
either.
the number
but
one seed.
It's not like they haven't been there before.
No.
You know, they look good. They got a great stadium. They got a good following. You know, they sell seats.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just don't have no loyalty.
Yeah, I mean, I think like right now.
You look at the
playoffs
players
started-
that just playing against OKC right now. The two major players. And if they could have stuck there, you know, if Harden
Everybody got a
and Durant would have,
MVP.
and man, everybody was, you know, it's
Would've
only
been
one
bad.
basketball.
But it's good though that's happening. I mean, it's unfortunate they didn't win a championship, but it's good because if Kevin Durant stayed there, you would probably never seen who James Harden really is.
That's
you would
true.
never seen
That's
exactly
true.
who Westbrook is. There was so many alpha males, and now these guys are broken up, and ever since then, now you have Kevin Durant became an MVP. Westbrook became an MVP. It looked like James Harden about to become an MVP.
Yeah, maybe.
That would have never happened with all three of them on the same team.
Nah, not at all.
But you can't say that when the Lakers had like Magic and Irvin, and I know the whole
New
crew
league
that was
now,
that
though.
was different.
It's
It was a
new.
different time.
Yeah.
New league now,
Plus,
man.
it was more.
Everyone
If
wants
you
the
look
ball.
at a lot of those guys, they was actually considered role players to the superstars. So it was really just Magic and Kareem,
Yeah.
and everybody else was just kind of blending in. These are superstars, so they are, like you said, they
Everybody
got
wants
Their
the
ball
ball.
dominance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone was like,
wants the ball.
But it's only one
They
ball.
used to say Westbrook was right, but he's in Kevin Durant's shadow. And then finally Kevin Durant left, and Westbrook went and got triple-double throughout the whole season.
Right.
You know?
Now you got to get a ring.
Yeah,
let's see if it happens.
That's the next thing, you know?
That's the next step. Well, I mean, is there anything else around the table here?
No, we're good. I think anything you want to, any information you want to put out or say. Or?
No,
What's the next event, man? We can come watch you really do your thing.
Venice
Maybe-
Beach, somewhere in Venice
Yeah,
Beach.
always at Venice Beach. I'll definitely let you guys know when those events come. I mean, the Venice Basketball League starts like June 3rd, I believe. It's a Sunday. You know, and then we play every Sunday from that point on. You know, we have teams out there, and yeah, we do that. You know, look for
outdoor ball ain't
it's tough. It's
Okay,
tough.
I just wanted to make sure.
You're not the only one.
Oh boy,
You're not
that
the only one.
outdoor ball, my
Yeah,
goodness.
It's Sunday, so like you go out there. It's still competitive though.
Right.
And the guys come out there and have a good time. So, but yeah, look forward. I got a couple things coming up. I won't talk about it now, but
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you guys will see it.
All right.
Can you stay the whole hour? Or you got to go.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
All right, so we're gonna leave you on the deck with the rest of the crew. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the second, another segment. So, again, this is Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Ferran, aka WDC, and then we'll be right back.
And your co-host, Cali Sportsman.
Boom.
Holla back.
Forgetting about him.
He's got me all this time.
Hey, I'm Sergeant First Class Ferran Dozier. I'm here at the military base, and I have the sickle cell trait. Now, why I got involved is I experienced what they call sickle cell trait exertion. And I was doing the Army physical fitness test, the 2-mile run, and when I got done, I collapsed. A lot of soldiers and athletes have been dying at football fields and running track, and the family members have no idea that they have the sickle cell trait gene or that it's a trigger. So my purpose is to mobilize the community so we can find out what's in your genes. How will life be if we could prevent another child from being born with sickle cell trait or disease? And if the child was born with the trait or disease, that the family members would have the education, awareness, and resources in every city that they lived in. So tune into our webinar series and find out what's the count.
Hey, welcome back to Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Faran, aka WDC. Next up segment, we got The Truth coming up to do his piece.
The truth. And real quick, I don't know, I'm having some trouble here on my headphones. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I can't. It's a lot of sparkling around my thing. Oh. Sorry, my ears
just don't move.
Wait, you know what? I'll be better off like this.
Wear the headphones. That's why.
Yeah, I'm better. I was just able to see. But one of the things I want to go ahead and talk to you guys about is, the NBA is it's about to finish. The Lakers, Clippers here, and our local teams here did not get a chance to make the playoffs for the first time. Both teams since 2005. That makes a big difference here. Yeah, that's what it was.
I didn't leave them on.
It's okay. Hey, things are fixed now.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, talking about basketball, as well, we got your favorite team over here in Oklahoma City. I understand you're also a Los Angeles Lakers supporter, and we got a Detroit Pistons supporter.
Pistons fan still.
There you guys both there, Detroit in the house. But what an awful year it's been for the Lakers as well. That's one thing I want to go ahead and touch base on. They do have a major thing coming up this offseason in cap space. A lot of money available. There's a lot of hot free agents out there. One of them is your very own OKC, Paul George. He's a local in Palmdale. What do you think is going to happen with Paul George with the expectations that they had this year in OKC? Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay?
I mean, if I was Paul George, I would definitely stay. I mean, what's coming here going to do? I mean, yeah, he might build his brand, but he's, I think he's looking for a ring right now. So, I mean, he comes to L.A. and maybe build a little bit around him, but that still might take a couple years.
What if they get another player to come with them? Because the Lakers can't afford two nice max players.
Right.
And, one of them say LeBron James. I don't know that's going to happen.
I understand if you have LeBron James, then that changes
that changes the whole picture.
But then you have someone like LeBron who you never know what he's going to do.
No.
So now you have to base your whole entire...
on waiting on LeBron.
His last-minute decisions versus, if LeBron calls Paul George and say, I'm going, then that's a different story. But right now, we have two max players with Russell Westbrook and Paul George, and when Melo shows up, that's a problem too. I just think, they have a better chance right now as far as winning the championship. This is their first year, and when they do play well together, these guys are hard to beat. So, I mean, I don't know. It depends on whether you want to go for the money. And I think by Paul George being in Oklahoma City where Carmelo is a guy who's taking the money instead of going for the ring.
Right.
He's been, one of those players like I'm taking the money. Now he's 14, 15 years in, and you're like, man,
still ringless.
Yeah, haven't got a ring.
Right,
yet.
right. But he's cashing in a lot of money thanks to New York.
Well, he cashed in a lot of money, but now he's like getting, scrutinized by as far as how many times he's been to the playoffs and how many rings he don't have. I think that's a good example right there to probably go with the best chance of winning a championship.
Okay, and Luis, what do you think the Lakers should do this season?
I actually just wanted to talk about still this season because next season is next season. This is, come on.
We
got so many teams that are fighting for a playoff spot right now in the West. It's unfortunate the Lakers aren't able to compete, but they've shown a lot of promise. Late in the season, they've gotten good win streaks. A lot of their players, either Ingram or Ball's been out. At any given time, so there hasn't really been a lot of that we've gotten to see of all of them together on the court at the same time. So that's going to be exciting for me next year. Now whether we can pull a hot free agent next year or wait another year, and see who we get in the draft, build from the draft, it's exciting. Oklahoma City, you mentioned, it started in Seattle, right? They drafted Durant because Portland wanted
Greg Oden.
Oden, right.
Whoa,
then you get Westbrook, then you get Harden, and then all of a sudden, you build from within. And Adams also, they drafted Adams, So I'm more excited about that. And I mean, in the West, I like Denver. I like Denver. I play fantasy basketball, so Jokic is one of my favorite players. 7-footer who can hit the three, who can damn near averages a triple-double. So dishes it out. There's a lot of competition in the West.
Yeah, so much.
The seeding is going to be
tricky.
It's almost like going to be obsolete. It's almost going to be obsolete. Like whether you're playing 4 games at home or 3 games on the road, you know you got to win 4 games. So regardless if you got to go out and win one on the road or you got to do what you got to do. So it's just going to be who's going to get in. The Clippers, I think, mathematically are still in it.
No, they're out.
Okay. As of yesterday,
they're out.
LA
Unified.
I was watching WrestleMania yesterday, so but as of yesterday, they were still in it. So now it's 9 teams, right? Now 9 teams competing, and the seeding is what's going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be very crazy.
Golden State, Steph Curry out first round, maybe first round upset.
Doubt it. I would love to see OKC.
I mean, who are the teams you guys think could upset them at the 8?
I mean, you never know.
Or the 7.
You never know who's at 7. I mean, you never know who's
it could be Denver. You think
it could be San Antonio. Like
Utah could fall down there.
I don't think Utah's going to fall down.
Utah was stuck at 4 right now.
Yeah,
right?
but they're either going to be like 4 or 5 around there. They're going to drop all the way down.
The Pelicans are playing now, so I mean, it's really going to come down to who tied between the series and things like that. So
Pelicans, man, Anthony Davis.
He's my fantasy guy.
How has he played better with DeMarcus Cousins out?
Yeah,
what's the show, right?
2 big guys on the court. Someone's taking too much room.
It is, but they both are 2 different types of players. Anthony Davis plays more of the all-around game, and DeMarcus just stayed down low. He could step out and shoot that 3 as well. So I mean, and DeMarcus,
he was trying this year. He was trying to step out a little bit more.
He
was doing it too. He was doing
pretty much sharing stats. With them out,
identical stats too.
DeMarcus is putting up monster numbers.
You're getting like 40 rebounds a game between those 2 guys.
That's crazy. And a crazy thing about it too. Anybody want to catch Anthony Davis and the Lone Stars and the Pelicans? They're playing here tonight at Staples Center against the Clippers. Take a guess real quick. Guess how much tickets are starting off for the Los Angeles
Clippers? Are already out of the playoffs?
Yeah. Take a guess.
$34? $7. Pay more in parking?
How much you say? For what? A single ticket to the Clippers. Just to get in.
Just to get into the arena? $5, bro.
Yeah.
Just on nosebleeds.
Nosebleeds.
Your parking and your concession is going to be more than the actual ticket.
Seriously. I mean, but sticking with the NBA, and we know, we're just right around the corner. Seating's all difficult. Fran in the East. LeBron,
LeBron James.
What's going to happen with LeBron? You think he's going to make it again to the finals? What is it going to be? 8 times in a row?
Yeah, but it's the East.
It's the East.
He stays in the East. He's got his easy road to the East.
Toronto's going to be a scary team as well, because Toronto has always been there fighting with them towards the end all the time.
I think this year, DeMar DeRozan, if he steps up finally, but he has this thing with LeBron when he plays.
It's like a mental block, like a mental and physical block, because the guy's much significantly bigger than him. Yeah,
the Raptors are beating the Pistons right now, so I don't want to talk about
so you don't want to talk about it.
It's about 3 right now.
They're gonna need Drake. They're gonna need Drake serenade him or something to motivate him.
That'd be exciting to see though.
Which one?
Toronto and
Cleveland. Mm-hmm. It would have been more exciting to see Boston, but now with Kyrie going out,
that's like another cakewalk.
That's another one right there. It always seems to be Boston. Sometimes always gets in his way, but I guess not this year. Probably next year
with Gordon Hayward and Kyrie.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
Maybe he comes out west.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. If he does come out here, whether it's Houston, I mean, there was reports early on in the year he would attempt to possibly go to Golden State, which I kind of don't believe that. I don't possibly think. I mean, it's kind of funny to see that. I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to see that. That was like 2 months ago or so. There was a small report. It's kind of fake news. He's open. Doubt it, because that's going to be just too crazy. Too crazy.
Open for conversation. I think he's open for conversation to play for the Browns too, right? Like he's tight end. He's open to it.
Philly as well.
But no, I mean LeBron, he's a great athlete. I mean, you just never know what he's going to do. If I was him personally, I would probably go to the Lakers, because I mean he has nothing else to prove.
It's obvious what he wants to do.
They're going to burn his jerseys again in Cleveland.
Maybe 2 times,
3 rings.
You know how many jerseys he's going to sell when he comes to LA?
That's what happened with Kevin Durant. It wasn't just going to that team, but his jerseys were crazy.
LeBron doesn't care, because they already bought the jersey. They paid the money. It's like, it's your jersey. You want to burn it? Go ahead. I didn't give it to you. So it's on them.
Cali Sportsman calls it cut and paste basketball, man. He's tired of seeing it.
LeBron's got an obvious after basketball mindset. He wants to do movies. He wants to be a medium. Where else is he going to go?
He's already producing shows out here. I mean, he's already doing the whole thing out here.
He has a house out here. Multiple homes.
He's suing Nick Saban. Y'all seen that? He's suing Nick Saban because he has a show, barbershop. It's like the shop.
Oh, that's right.
Uninterrupted.
Yes,
Uninterrupted.
yes.
So uninterrupted is like a players where players can go and they can, put out information, things like that. It's their own platform. And so he has his like shop talk where they're at the barbershop, they're filming him. So it's cool. Like he has these conversations with players. Durant's been there, Curry's been there.
Draymond.
Yes.
Draymond,
Yeah. So, and then in Alabama, they have their own barbershop that they open because, of course, like their football complex had its own barbershop, on site. So they decided to make a show as well. And so LeBron hit him with the cease and desist. Had the lawyers chalk it up real quick, and now they're gonna battle it out. They're gonna guess they're both. None of them is back in it.
That person you want to go against LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's Nick Saban and it's Alabama, so I mean it's probably gonna go to federal court actually because it's national. It's not just in Alabama, but.
Well, let's see what happens there. But let's go ahead and get back a little bit into the NBA here. Golden State, Houston, top 2 in the West. James Harden, CP3, first year together. What have you seen so far with them, both of them?
With Houston, man, they've looked amazing, man. CP3, I've been surprised. He's usually an injury-prone guy.
Yeah.
Usually he's injured.
Yeah, but it happens in the beginning of the playoffs, and we're right around the corner.
25. I had him on my fantasy squad. I know he was out like 25 games. I felt it.
He's always.
I feel it. But Capella also.
Capella, yeah. A healthy CP3 and James Harden is that's scary. That's a scary duo.
But the defensive side of the end of those two. Oh, we got a call. We got to call in. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and bring in the caller. Let me see if these headphones are on.
See, we got this. Should be Lewis. You live?
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good, and yourself?
Hey, we're doing good, man. Hey, thanks for taking some time out in your day, man, to call in. So, as I've been sharing with you, as far as a part of Sports Collective TV, we're doing the LABC Player of the Game, and so I got Lewis Darby on the line here. So, introduce yourself to the listeners, man, real quick.
Yeah, my name is Lewis Darby from Pacoima, California. And playing LABC League.
Okay. And so, just getting right tonight, you are actually in the championship game tonight, right?
Yeah, we got like a big game, I guess.
He's like, I guess a big game.
Well, that's the way he makes it seem on the court.
I know, right?
I know. We just out there to have fun, man. Just a friendly little adult league game.
Yeah.
Just trying to have a good time.
Is this your first championship game, or you've been there? You've been to the Cup before?
I had championships playing overseas. I had championships playing in college.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna get to that part of the conversation real quick. But who was Lewis Darby growing up, man? Give us some background.
I grew up in Pacoima, California, like I said before.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I moved around a little bit. I also lived in Louisiana as well.
Okay.
And pretty much, I started playing basketball at 5 years old, and started playing serious right around 7, 8 years old.
Okay.
And just pretty much been a valley guy playing around, As you can see, I got my kid in the background.
Yeah.
No, they're with us as well when we're doing the play-by-play.
Your daughter's at the table with us doing the play-by-play, man.
Yeah.
So we good.
He's in hyper mode right now.
So,
because I'm on the phone, he want to yell and stuff.
So my teammate Cali Sportsman, we talk about a segment called Hoop Dreams, man. So what was that like for you? You say growing up as a young guy playing, since 5 years old. What were you chasing at that?
At that age, you grew up watching Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, guys like Magic Johnson. You always wanted to be on TV. Watching him, I always wanted to play and be in the NBA and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so you said that you won some championships in college and overseas. What was that? What was that like, man?
I played at Long Beach State. We won the Big West tournament in 2007.
Okay.
And right after that, I ended up going to play in Syria my first season overseas, and about 3-4 years later, I ended up playing in Romania, and we ended up winning the Romanian Cup.
Oh, wow.
So, so it was pretty big. And then also my last year playing overseas in Romania, we ended up going to the Final Four and came in third place out of 32 teams all over Europe.
Okay. Well, we got Chris Staples here as our guest as well in studio. We asked him, not everybody has that dream to play in the NBA, and of course you had an opportunity to play overseas professionally. But was that in your eyesight, playing basketball, going to the pros, or were you okay with that transition to the overseas?
Honestly, I was just, testing the waters, seeing what it would be about, me going overseas and play. And, honestly, I just felt like that was a perfect fit for me, and just playing overseas. I never once again tried again to play in the NBA or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had a tryout with the Lakers in 2007, but that was about it. You know, and I just pretty much found my niche playing overseas.
Cool deal. Before I turn it over to the rest of the deck, man, being a father now and you having your children playing sports, that support system when you were growing up, do you give that same kind of support to your children in their athletic?
Yeah, of course. Growing up, I didn't really have, the proper father figure, and that's what I want to be for my kids, and show them that, that I want to push them to be the best that they can be, and even better than me.
Yeah.
So that's my main focus right now.
Cool deal. And lastly, before I let you go, the LABC League. What do you want to say about that league, man? Because me and Fredo's been there in the Canyon Division. Now we're down in the North Division, man. You guys are some awesome cats, man. What is that experience for you? You say it's just recreation, man, but we see it bigger than just recreation because we know that guys have gone overseas, play in Mexico and things like that. Opportunities come out of there. So what do you want to say about that?
I would say it's pretty serious. Some guys, start taking it serious after a while. Once you see you losing or somebody starts talking smack, you tend to get real serious and take care of business.
Yeah.
But I feel, like I said, it's still competitive, and the guys come out and, they get friendly in the beginning, but towards the end of the games, they get, real physical and a lot of trash talking.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty competitive.
A lot.
Cool deal. Anybody have any questions for Lewis Darby?
Well, Lewis Darby, man, I'll be seeing you in a couple of hours to call the championship game for you guys there. But, after this, LABC, I want to touch a little bit. I haven't had the chance to talk to you about the NBA. Your favorite team in the NBA right now. What's your interest in the NBA?
I love watching NBA games. I like some of the rookies they have, but my favorite team is the Portland Trailblazers.
Surprise.
Portland. And every they have a different team that nobody likes, honestly.
I don't even want to ask your baseball or football team now.
Everyone has that.
I'll ask you, what's your baseball team?
My baseball team, man, I'm a Cubs guy, but I'm not sure if anybody likes the Angels too much.
The Angels, yeah.
The Angels.
They got that young Shohei.
Yeah,
pitching and hitting.
Yeah.
And hitting. That's
exactly
crazy. 3 home runs.
You got to push it?
No,
he's good. Okay. All right, well, we're gonna let you go, man. We're gonna see you in a few hours, man. So we'll be headed up there to the LABC Canyon Division, man, championship game tonight. And again, you let your family know we're gonna be broadcasting live from the app or the website, Sports Collective Radio. They can just Google it and find us, and then we'll be live at 8 o'clock, man.
It's easy.
Right.
Hey, so thanks for the call, man, for being player of the game. That man, we picked you. That we get to pick the player of the game, man.
Yeah,
so.
we feel good about that.
Of course.
We make good picks every week.
Exactly.
Every week.
I don't know about every week.
At least I do.
All right, Lewis, man. Thank you for your time, man. We appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, cool.
All right, have a good one.
All right, thank you. Hey, again, this is Sports Collective Radio. Shouts out to the LABC League for allowing us to be a part of that league, man. It's talk about some games, man.
You should go out there.
NBA stuff, you see that, but this is like real. These are just like people,
definitely
man.
have to go out there and check it out.
It's different. It's totally different, and that's the kind of stuff I like. Just that behind the scenes. These are just regular guys coming out, but they balling, man.
Hey, I like that.
They
balling.
North Division is off the chain.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy for us to get the chance to even see it up front, like just the talent there is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's very amazing. Luis Darby out there, Duane Davey, Joe Dixon, man. Joe Dixon's the
championship
tonight. So it's gonna be a very interesting game. And of course, like Ferran said, download the app, Sports Collective Radio. Just go on Google, easy. Sports Collective Radio. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is.
We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave the deck so we can turn it over to the rest of the crew. Again, I want to thank you for being a part of the show. This is Sports Collective TV. You want information about sickle cell trait, WDCONSCT.org, and just hit me up, Twitter, Instagram, at IamWDC. I'm going to let you stay here, but I'm going to bounce because I got some more cats here that want to be a part of the show. So, again, we'll be right back. Sports Collective TV.
Hey, I'm Sergeant First Class Ferran Dozier. I'm here at the military base, and I have the sickle cell trait. Now, why I got involved is I experienced what they call sickle cell trait exertion. And I was doing the Army physical fitness test, the 2-mile run, and when I got done, I collapsed. A lot of soldiers and athletes have been dying at football fields and running track, and the family members have no idea that they have the sickle cell trait gene or that it's a trigger. So my purpose is to mobilize the community so we can find out what's in your genes. How would life be if we could prevent another child from being born with sickle cell trait or disease? And if a child was born with the trait or disease, that the family members would have the education, awareness, and resources in every city that they lived in. So tune into our webinar series and find out what's the count. What's the count? What's the count? What's the count?
What's up? What's up? We are back here at Sports Collective. We have Big Al, my brother Oscar over there, aka Bunk Bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I kind of grow into it. You know, I used to hate it, but it's like whatever. We actually did grow up on a bunk bed, so it's on point. Well, as with my segments, we go into a little bit. A lot of the shows, you can go on find about basketball, things like that. So I like to go more into topic sports that are important, but you might not really be as familiar with. So, like for example, soccer. Are you familiar with soccer at all?
No, I'm not.
No, you're not actually. Okay, but
I
I'm pretty sure.
Bit, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the jerseys, like if you find a dope jersey, that you like, like a nice red Adidas logo on there.
Right.
You've seen Drake wearing them, Juventus. So FIFA has actually helped soccer in America grow as a sport. Okay. So in soccer though, you have
the video game, right? FIFA the video game?
FIFA the video game,
that definitely helped.
That helped,
for sure.
Definitely helped, yeah. But in soccer, what a lot of people don't realize, it's the #1 sport in the world. And the highest paid athletes are actually soccer players. Yeah. And you look at them and you say, oh, they run back and forth and they're chasing the ball. But every now and then you see something that wows you, even as an athlete yourself. So over the past week and tomorrow, they have the Champions League, which is the biggest competition in all of soccer. You have the best teams, the richest teams with the best players battling to see who's the best team in all of the world. Right. So it's worldwide. Madrid, Munich, Barcelona, all these big teams, and they usually have two soccer players, Ronaldo and Messi.
Right.
And they're very different. It's almost like LeBron and Curry. Mm-hmm. Ronaldo is the LeBron.
Yeah.
The big, strong.
Ronaldo.
You know Ronaldo.
But I know those two guys.
You know Ronaldo, and you know Messi. His nickname is the Pulga, which is flea, and it fits him. He's tiny. He jumps.
Very Steph Curry-like.
Very Steph Curry-like. He's not as athletic, but the quickness that he can move with from side to side, and he can juke you. This and that. And you're either a LeBron fan or you're a Curry fan. You like LeBron's game, or you like Ronaldo's game, or you like Messi's game. I'm a LeBron, Ronaldo guy. Okay. I look at them, I'm like, my God, they're physical specimens.
They were blessed.
They're almost Ronaldo's 6'6", and he's almost as jacked and toned as LeBron. And you have these competitions, so it really boils down to who's going to win. Every year it's either Real Madrid with Ronaldo or Messi with Barcelona. And just this past week, Ronaldo scored a goal that if you Google it, it is a wonder, a marvel, an athletic marvel. The man jumped 7 feet 8 inches, or his foot. When you've seen a bicycle kick before.
Yeah. When he did that bicycle. Yeah, he kicked a goal.
You probably saw it. Yeah. Okay, but what they didn't show was, and then later on they did the analytics. The point where his foot was 7 feet and 8 inches above the ground.
Wow.
So he contorted his body and jumped at the same time to catch a ball that was coming in, and he made that impact at the exact moment.
To hit a target as well.
To hit the target and go in. It could have gone anywhere. You mistime it, that thing goes 30 rows up, 40 rows up. So with the World Cup coming up, you might want to give it a shot. Tomorrow, Wednesday, if you have some time, 11:45, you have soccer coming up. My brother over there knows. He watches it with me, so I have Real Madrid. just to let you know.
Okay.
Brown Bird's going to win it all. You don't have to watch it, but, you know, they're going to win it. Like, they're going to win it. This is what they do. They've won 2 of the last 3 years. They're going to make it 3 of the last 4. He kind of sometimes agrees with me. I don't know right now if he agrees with me, because he kind of sometimes likes Messi. What do you?
Well, I'm a Real Madrid fan. I already know that they're going to win. This is the one title they have left to win, and they're going to go on this. And it's a way to really ruin Barcelona's 3-title run for this year. So it's like sticking it to them. You can't win the season, you can't win the cup, but you can win this Champions League, and you can stick it to them. Because they're trying to be a dynasty and win all 3 for the year. And Real's like, nope, we can still win 1 more and take that away from y'all. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I used to actually follow a Swiss team, FC Basel, from back home, but they're not in the Champions League anymore. They used to be
from
Switzerland, from Switzerland a couple of years ago.
I honestly, seeing you here, honestly, like, this is what I had this conversation with my brother all the time. If in America we didn't have so many sports, and someone like you was playing soccer, you'd kill.
Oh, really?
You would kill. I mean, just the speed and athleticism that someone who plays basketball or football can impose on an opposing, like Mexico.
Well,
we're Mexican.
Was it?
They don't have someone over.
Right.
If they have someone over 6'4", that guy's a giant. Most of them are under 6 feet, and they're pretty quick, but they're not as fast as our fastest football players.
Was it this weekend? They interviewed Zlatan, which is a new player during the Lakers. Like,
you seen Zlatan? The big players. Everybody knows
his comments.
Yeah. So you can imagine, like, being that big anywhere that you go. You step off the plane, and then, like, everybody knows who you are.
And so during his interview, they asked him, so what do you think about basketball players? And the same thing like you were saying, he said, wow, man, like, I think I'm big for a soccer player. But when you look at some of these athletes, it's like they make me look small.
Right.
So going back to what you said, if we were to get, like, we have so much talent here. Like, I tell people all the time, they say, oh, why is your soccer team so bad? Well, because we have football, we have basketball, and that's where our A1 talents go to. And then we get, like, the C talent that plays soccer. And even the whole system when it comes to soccer is not like it is with basketball. They're not out here in the inner cities looking for soccer players, you know. You got to go to camps and this stuff like that, and all that stuff costs money, you know.
Yeah. Definitely a problem is kids stop playing it after middle school or high school or something. That's really when you have to stop
in like elementary.
Yeah, in elementary, that's really when it's big.
No.
Funny story, the first time I ever been to a soccer game, it was actually against Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Wow. See, if you're going to go to any soccer game?
I was in Spain. And so I went to the game.
Which stadium? Which stadium?
Bro.
I don't even know.
Was it all white?
Who was home?
Oh, it was Barcelona. Okay, see, oh my God.
Yeah, so I went there, we sat right behind the goal. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Like, my first time ever being to a
How was the
soccer game.
atmosphere?
It was crazy. Like, these fans were like,
they're definitely into it. Oh yeah, for sure. European soccer fans are more interestingly into their sport than people in America. I feel like they take that serious.
It's a culture thing. And so, as you guys said, like, I probably would have been good in soccer. No, I probably wouldn't have. Not because I remember Ronaldo. He kicked the ball right, and I'm like way behind the goal, and it went over the goal, and it went straight through my hands. I thought I was gonna catch the ball. I'm like, oh no. Because at first I said I would be a goalie if I was a soccer. No.
But Ronaldo also has played a lot longer than you have.
Man, I was so far away, you know.
Okay,
always good to end it with soccer talk here on Sports.
So we're going to take a quick break, before our final segment. So we're going to get a quick word from our sponsor and go back with the rest of our crew, and you'll be here for the final take.
That's right. Soccer talk at the end of Sports Collective TV. We're going into commercial now.
There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org.
Now you've seen it, right? Y'all seen it, right?
What?
Sports Collective TV, right?
Of course.
Y'all seen it. So we in the house, man. Want to say thank you to Chris. I got 100 though. I'm bringing my 100. If you have not been on Instagram to have your $100 taken or given to you, then you got to follow Chris Staples, man. Phenomenal, man. You're a great dude. You're more than welcome to come back. And Big Al, XNO, my boy XNO, and Bunk Beds over here. So, but I'm the Cali Sportsman, man. We appreciate everybody coming out tonight, hanging out with us. And see you next week, 5 o'clock, same time, same place. All right?
Sweet.